Good morning, everyone. While the music is going, let's namaskar, tie up our kundalini and put ourselves into bandha. Jai Shri Mataji. Let's just take a few deep breaths and breathe out nice and slowly. As we breathe in, we can just say to ourselves, Shri Mataji, thank you for our self-realization. This time as we breathe in, we can just say, Shri Mataji, thank you for making us peaceful. This time as we breathe in, let's say to ourselves, Shri Mataji, thank you for making me content within myself. This time, let us say, Shri Mataji, please fill my heart with your divine love. This time let us say, Shri Mataji, please make my attention pure. This time let us say, Shri Mataji, you are the security within me. Good morning, everyone. Lovely to have your company this morning. We'll now listen to the 3 great mantras, and of course feel free to join in.
Shri
We'll do one mantra to Shri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nimala Devi Namo Namaha. I thought this morning we'll do the Ganesha Atavashisha, and then we'll listen to a talk from Shri Mataji's, of course, of Sarastra Puja.
Tvameva kevalam karatasi प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वतो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वतस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरपो अनलो अनिलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वं योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा स्वं विष्णु स्वं रुद्रा स्वमिन्द्रा स्वमग्नि स्वं वायु स्वं सूर्य स्वं चन्द्रमा स्वं ब्रह्मा भूर्भुवः स्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परातरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत् तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् आकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुदररूपम् नादः सन्धानं सहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशा विद्या गणका ऋषिः निषद् गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्रणं मूषध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धनोलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणम् अच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टयादो प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं सह योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदामूर्तये नमो नमः साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
This is Sahasrara Puja 2000.
Something that was unknown. But they did not know what was unknown, what they have to find. And they were extremely ignorant people about themselves and about their surroundings and about the aim of their life. I didn't know how to start the topic with. When Sahasrara was opened, I thought of trying self-realization only on one reading. She was an old lady. And there was another lady who also started yoga. This old lady got a realization. And then the another lady was much younger. She told me that she gets fits and she gets possessed. Oh my God. I said, how will I give a realization? But somehow she got cured very fast. And she also got her realization. It's a very unknown knowledge. Also, human beings in their ego do not want to accept that they are not yet complete, that they have to have their realization. Also, their style of life was such that they had no time for themselves. I found it very difficult to convince people that you must take your self-realization. Because they thought it is something imaginary. It is very far-fetched. And they only believed in gurus who would say, all right, do this much of ritual, karma kand. That's all. And they were doing all kinds of rituals with the kind guidance of their gurus, without knowing that you have to first know yourself, which is said by all the great incarnations, all the saints. Clear. It is not that it was only my idea that people should get their self-realization, but it was the idea of all those people. They said one after another for centuries that seek yourself. Even Christ said, know thyself. Muhammad Sahib said the same. Nanak Sahib said the same. But nobody tried to know that these rituals are not the end of life. They will not serve the purpose, and that you have to have realization. So those two ladies only got realization. And with that, I thought, let's go to the seashore. And about 30 people came with me. And they were talking in a very funny manner as to how they can get self-realization. They don't deserve it. They have not been very good people. All kinds of things, condemning themselves. And in that lot, I got about 12 people altogether, inclusive of these two ladies who got realization. This is a sign that the movement of knowing yourself is very, very slow. And people don't understand why should they know themselves. I was quite disappointed because nobody understood me. But one day it so happened that in one of the programs, one lady came. She was possessed. And she started talking in Sanskrit language. She was just a maid servant. And everybody was surprised. And she said, you don't know who she is. And then she started describing me from the Saundarya Lahari. I was wondering what's the matter with this lady. Like a man she spoke. Her voice was like a man. People may believe it or not, but she was very possessed. And then they started asking her. And then they came and asked me whether what she's saying is true. I said, you should find out yourself. Because those days people were such that if you tell them anything like that, they would turn their faces. Only the kind of false gurus who would say, all right, you give me 5 rupees. They'll be very happy that you can purchase the guru now. You don't have to bother about anything. You don't have to do anything. So with that, gradually, it started working out. And I remember that these people who got realization asked me that, Mother, you allow us to do Durga Puja. Durga Puja was regarded as something very difficult. And the Brahmins were normally not ready to do it because they were not realized souls. So they used to get into fits and into all kinds of problems. So they called the Brahmins, 7 of them, and told them, you just don't worry. Nothing will happen to you because now you are facing the reality. It's not some sort of a murti puja or anything. It's a human being. They were quite frightened. They came down. But something happened to them. With great confidence, they started all the mantras, everything. And the vibration started flowing everywhere. Even we were very close to the sea. I found the sea was roaring. But people didn't understand. Except for these 7 people, they said nothing happened to us. We did everything so well. I think that was the first miracle also. See, the trouble with human mind at this level or at this time is that they have too much of self-importance. And they think no end of themselves. So already they think we are great. What is there to know ourselves? We know ourselves very well. So the basic seeking power is humility. If you think you know everything, you cannot humble down and you cannot seek. Even if you seek, they don't want to follow anybody's path. They say, we have our own path, we'll follow our own path. We'll do whatever we want to do. And like this, I faced many people in different countries who just came to listen to my lecture, that's all. But they wouldn't take realization. And some of them did take realization, did. They got it, but they got it lost. Somehow, this was such a funny story for me that I am giving them realization. I am taking no money for it, nothing. I used to travel on my own. But despite that, why is it that the people don't realize the value of self-realization? Then a gentleman who got realization in the first lot, he told me, today is a consumer society, as they call it, whatever it is, that unless and until you take money from them, they will never value it. Let them feel that we have paid for it, for our realization. So at the gate only you should keep somebody to take money, otherwise they will not take it. I said, but you cannot sell it, it's falsehood. You cannot sell self-realization to people. He said, then, you see, you won't be successful. With other gurus, this is the main thing, is that they just accept the money. When they tell them, people bring so much money, do this much, there is a fees. And that's how only the ego is satisfied and people take to false people. This falsehood, they may realize later on because they suffer a lot with all kinds of physical, mental problems. But by that time they are gone cases. Now this Sahasrara has not been yet described in any one of the books, though they have talked about it in our ancient books in India also. They have talked about Sahasrara, but nobody has described it except that it has 1,000 petals. At least if they had mentioned something about it, would have been easier for me to show that, see, this is written in the book. Because people are like that. It has to be written in some book, and that only they accept. It's a very difficult situation. Because nobody had given a collective realization. So nobody had written to that extent except for one or two people who wrote clearly about Kundalini. But I wouldn't say it was so clear because it was all in poetry. So people would sing the songs, but they would not understand. But I was thinking how these people who are lost, here and there under some sort of a seeking, what will happen to them? And how will I be able to give them self-realization? Experiences were so horrid, but doesn't matter. I went on and on and on, and I worked it out. Of course, we met some people who were also very cruel and nasty, who troubled me and troubled Sajogis. All these things should have really dampened my enthusiasm. But on the contrary, I started thinking why people are like this. Then I realized one thing, that we cannot have the whole world to get self-realization. This is the last judgment. At this time, people have to decide what is the most important thing. They have to know themselves and understand what they have got. It's not just having a big number that would help us, but really solid Sajogis. Then I found there were people who got cured of many diseases, but most of them got lost. Some of them who were drug addicts gave up drug addiction. Drinking, they gave up. Smoking, they gave up. I never said a word that you give up this or give up that. I knew once the Kundalini rises, they will automatically give up. And it happened. And that's how people became so clean, so beautiful, and started enjoying their life.
Let's be together in thoughtless awareness. let us do the last of the three great mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Thank you everyone for joining this morning. I'm just going to put on some music for those that wish to stay on, for those that need to leave or are happy within themselves. Thank you very much for joining in. Thank you for sharing your lovely vibrations, and let's put on some music. Thank you everyone for joining. I have found it very, very peaceful and enjoyable. So thank you for sharing your vibrations this morning, and I hope you have a beautiful, enjoyable, loving day. Jai Shri Mataji.